Hi guys, it is Steph. We are back for the Real for That pod. However, I am solo again today just because this is our challenge segment and Ben has not started watching yet. And I know he's not going to watch this. So he doesn't even know that I just shouted him out. But anyway, okay, let's get into it. This one's going to be covering episodes 3 and 4. And the only reason why I did this is because episode 3 was a flop. Like, major flop. No one cares. Nothing major really happened. I literally have one note on the page. I actually was trying to get someone into the challenge, and they watched this episode with me. And I go, I am so sorry. That was the most boring episode I've ever watched. So that's not fun. But anyway, okay, so more of the story, if you want to show someone the challenge and you want to get them into it, do not show them episode 3 of season 42, the current season. Anyway, but just to recap that, because that's all I have here. Episode 3 was a boys' day, a boys' elimination. So in the sand, we have Brad and Keanu. Brad was on blue, Keanu was on gray, orange team just crushing it as per usual. Anyway, Brad, I don't really have major ties to Brad. I mean, like, he's cool, I guess, but that's kind of my only opinion of him. And he does seem very sweet, though, so, like, I do appreciate that. It's just, like, he didn't have much going on for him this season yet, which, unfortunate, but, like, okay, anyway. Anyway, this man was going up against Keanu. Keanu, I want this man to win the challenge, and honestly, maybe he did, because guess what? Now his wife is pregnant. Maybe they were celebrating. So that's what I have to say about that. Anyway, okay. They go into this elimination together, which actually no. Before this, the challenge of the day was some boat challenge that looked static. It looked so boring. They were trying to like move their boats around in this. It's like it was so boring. The thought was there, execution was not. It was the slowest moving challenge I've ever seen. And not Cutthroat at all, hence the name of the show. So like fix that. But okay, back to Brad and Keanu. They're in an elimination together, and Keanu's like a major, big ex-football player kind of guy. And Brad is also a pretty big guy. Like, both of them are pretty fierce competitors, I would say. But just on size and looks alone, like, Keanu should be winning this. And they basically had to take their, there was, like, sticks on the wall, poles on the wall, I guess. I don't know, pipes, if you want to say, whatever. And they had numbers on them, and TJ would pull a number out of the thing, and the two of them had to like run and like climb, and the first one to hit the button of the number won for that round. So Keanu did blow him out of the water, and Brad went home. And I felt a little bit bad for Brad, but I would have felt a lot worse if it were Keanu. So a win is a win. And Keanu's like, yeah, don't mess with me. But then also, he's the type of guy who, like, would put himself into the elimination back to back to back just to, like, help his team. Like, he is that kind of guy. And his team does seem to be thinking about doing that. So that's not great, but could be, depending on if he wins all of them or not. That's all I have about episode 3, to be honest. I think there's probably a fight, but, like, nothing major, clearly. Let's get into episode 4. It's a girls' day, and with girls' day, there's always drama. So here we are. First note is not even a gameplay note. It's a cheat man's. Showman's, cheat man's, whatever you want to call it. I'm calling this one a cheat man's. It is Anna Lee and Leo. Leo, I love Leo. He's great. He also is coming out with music, which I have listened to, and it sounds great to me. So that's fun. And he and Tori did like a very fierce video together. And then Devin also filmed the behind the scenes of it, and it was also fire. So, anyway, okay, so the cheat man's ready. So Anna Lee is from The Amazing Race, I believe. I don't know. I haven't really seen her before. But she fully has a husband and a family at home. Couldn't tell you if they have kids, but she's basically saying that she has this great life at home that she would never want to ruin or mess up. And then, cut. She and Leo are chatting. Granted, they are captains, so they have to chat one-on-one just to figure out what they're doing with their team. No, it's way more than that. They are, like, Leo's basically saying how he can't keep it in his pants, how he wants to flirt with her all the time, and he knows that he can never have her, and that's kind of why. So at least he's honest with himself on that. And she's like, no, I get it. And then even in her confessional, she's like, when you've been married for so long, like, it is nice getting attention from a different source. But I don't want to mess up my life at home. And I was like, ugh, girl. Like, maybe, but, like, okay, I don't know. I can't speak. I've never been in that position. I'm not married. But I would assume it's difficult. But also, like, just be with your man. Anyway, so they're still flirting, and then she's like, I'm so horny right now. And he's like, don't say that, because, like, I obviously am too, and I'm not going to be able to get up right now. Like, you're going to have to go, and I'm going to have to wait here for a few minutes. And I was like, guys, this is already so bad. Like, you know they're cutting this. You know they're airing it. You know your husband's going to see this at home, and that's going to be that. So I would love to know how they're doing currently. I mean, I hope they're okay. But also, like, Annalise should not be doing this. And to be honest, Leo, even though it is kind of weird that he was going for someone who's married, he's probably doing it in the most respectful way that he could. Like, if you're going to do it, it's the most respectful his way. I don't know. But they're not making any moves, and they know they can't. So it's definitely, like, forbidden love. But, like, I feel so bad for her husband. Okay. Also, Lede posted on Instagram that she's like, oh, I've been waiting to watch this scene back since getting out of the house. And I was like, I love how she's, like, one of us. Like, she's great. Okay. Speaking of Lede, actually, I have a note on her. She and Banana is still going strong. I don't know if it's a hookup, dating, whatever, but in this house, they are fine. They are good. They're flirting with each other to the point where everyone's like, are they boyfriend, girlfriend? But, like, obviously joking, more like, oh, like, you know, Banana's is her boyfriend type thing, like, making fun of it, but, like, they're also close. So it also helps her in the game, because then people on the orange team won't put her in knowing that Bananas would go berserk, or Bananas, one could say. Then I have Josh, who... Josh is so, like, he's everything to me. Like, I love him, and I watched him on season 1 of Love Island, and great, and Shannon and everything. It was a whole thing. Anyway, he's been, like, low-key spicy and low-key confrontational on this season of the challenge, and I kind of like it, because I think it sets him apart, and it makes him memorable, or else he'd be falling into the background like Brad did. But I don't necessarily love the way he does it all the time. Like, he has been yelling at Cara Maria that she is not pulling her weight. She's supposedly this legend, because he's never seen a season before, and he wouldn't know because she can't do a challenge ever in this season. Which, okay, granted, if you are watching this, like, for the first time, season 42 is your first experience watching the challenge, you would say, how is Cara Maria like a challenge threat, or a challenge vet, or just, I don't know, anything good. Which I hate to say, because I do really like Cara, and I have met her, and she's so sweet, so nice, so fierce. And you know what? If you go back and watch her seasons, like, you would know, like, she is fierce. It's kind of giving, which CT did get a confessional to talk about this, because he wasn't in the room when Josh confronted Cara. And CT's like, listen, it was granted. Everything that he was saying was deserved on Cara's end. Like, she needs to hear this to snap back into it. And hopefully she doesn't take as long as I did when I had my issues last season. Because last season, CT looked a mess. He couldn't do challenges. He was just, like, not pulling his weight and everything like that. He was just, like, kind of an issue if he was on your team. And Cara's giving that this season. But CT's hoping the best for her. And I do too. And I know she, like, has it in her, but then she also told Josh that last season she had to leave the challenge around this time because her mom had cancer. So she's like, listen, it's that, it's my ex, it's all this, like, whatever. And I was like, okay, like, we get it, but excuses don't really matter when TJ blows that whistle and it's time to go. But I get it. So, like, whatever. And hopefully she and Josh can work it out, and she can hopefully perform in a challenge, and hopefully the blue team will, like, be up and win a challenge. And maybe they'll resolve things. I don't really think it's anything personal. I think Cara doesn't like how he went about it, which I would agree, but it was deserved. So hopefully, like, she snaps out of it, realizes he was right, and then boom, like, they're good. The good thing, though, is that the blue team, we'll get into it. So gray team sends in Adrienne and Nerys, and Nerys is blowing up. She's trying to blow up her whole game, confronting everybody left, right. Like, it's fun to watch, but not fun for her, for sure. And then blue team, they could pick anyone from the team because they lost the whole thing, the worst. So anyway, so orange team wins this, and they send in Annalie from the blue team, which is interesting because of the whole showman's cheatman's with Leo. Like, let's see what he's rooting for, and da-da-da. And then gray team, they select Nerys. Pretty good matchup, I would say. they do this challenge where they have to like slide these poles with like a little anchor, I guess, in the middle, through a wall, and they have to keep pulling them out, and put them into this puzzle. And then once they get all their pieces, they can start basically going in and reordering it so that it's in like height order and everything, and it makes sense. Annalie, strong girl, so strong. I definitely overlooked her. I had no idea she had it in her. She proved herself this challenge for me. I would love to see her do it again. Oh my god, I'm trying to pull up my notes right now. Hello. Nerese is another strong girl, but she's more so strong because of her mentality. Like, her physical's not all there, but it can follow if she has the fire lit under her. And she kind of did. And she did okay, but not as good as Annalie. So, Annalie does win this challenge, elimination. Nerese does go home. Nelson's upset because Nerese was very close with Nelson, and he was looking forward to working with her even though they weren't on the same team. And he and Annalie are on the same team, and he was rooting for Nerese, so kind of whack. Johnny Bananas was cheering them all on, and then Keanu was just literally repeating what Johnny Bananas had to say. So I do think that that's going to be a point of tension moving forward that might get one of them in trouble. Who knows which one? It would be so fire if it got Bananas in trouble, although I do like both of them. I just want to see Keanu win. I think he would be so awesome. And, like, he looks like the face of the challenge. You know what I mean? Anyway, after this elimination and Nerese goes home, Annalie rejoins the group, and TJ says, great, we're going to switch things up. And you know what? I will say about the challenge, anytime they have a twist, anytime they're switching something up, it's always a switch up. It's never like it's like, no. Like, this is going to change the dynamic of the whole show. Always. Like, how do you keep thinking of these things? Anyway, so he announces that they're going to be selecting captains once again, but instead of duos, it's going to be solo captains for each team, and they're going to be permanent. So now it's like there's so many questions. I guess the only way a captain could go into the elimination is if their whole team loses and gets in third place, where anyone could go up. If not, the captains are pretty much safe. They're less likely to be thrown in than anyone else. That's why I don't think the gray team is going to make Keanu a captain, because they are wanting to throw him in anytime it's a boys' elimination to get that other person out. Let's see, I haven't even thought about who I think are going to be the captains, but I could potentially see... Also, you gotta think, girl or boy? What would help out the most? I'm thinking for the orange team, if it happens to be a girl, it might be Michelle or Izzy. I don't know, just thinking like... Because when you think challenge comps and... you know, the eliminations, Tori, great competitor. Michelle's even great competitor. And Izzy has time to prove herself. But, and like, I know Tori's going to want to like stay safe. But I don't know if the team's going to vote for it just because they want to send Tori in if there's a fierce competitor on the girls' side for a different team. You know, I don't know. It could be Tori though. She could like speak her way into it, but it wouldn't be the right choice physically. That's why I think Michelle would be a really good captain. I don't know if she's going to want it, but I think she would be good. In terms of the blue team, honestly, there's some pickings here. Loki or... No, I don't think they're going to send Cara as the captain just because she hasn't been proving herself, and they kind of want her in elimination just because if she wins it, great. She just proved herself. She's back. She's ready to go. She's pumped up for the next challenge. If she loses it, great. We lost someone who's weak as of right now. They might go with a boy on that. Maybe they'll pick Nelson. Just because, like, he is fierce. But then he also, like, doesn't have a leg. And, like, he knows this. Like, he would not be doing well at some of these challenges. Gray team. Like I said, not Keanu. Who is on the gray team? Will. But they might need him for comps. When I say comps, I mean eliminations, by the way. Because, obviously, the captains can still... you know, work on the challenges and the comps, but who the heck is on gray? Is Leo? No, Leo's on blue, right? I don't know. Sound off in the comments who you think is going to be the gray captain. Let me see if I have a picture that I can like go off of here. the challenge. Oh, Sydney, but they might want to get her out just because like she could be a little bit annoying. There's Cassie. Oh, what's his name from Survivor? Chris. Keanu, Leo, Adrienne. I could see Adrienne being captain just because she has that leadership role. Maybe Corey even, but I think they're gonna want him in challenges. So I think it could be Adrienne. Although, listen, here's the thing about Chris. Chris has alliances left and right. They might vote him in as captain. I could see it being one of them. I don't know, and we'll have to see. And hopefully one of my predictions will be correct, and that'll be really fun and fresh. Yeah. And I don't think it'll be Letty. I think they want to throw her in, but... So that's my take on everything. I'm honestly really hyped for episode 5, just considering what this last episode was like, and hopefully the boys' day will be a little more entertaining than episode 3. But that's all I have for you. I'm trying to think showmance-wise, if anything crazy happened. I feel like nothing with Josh happened, showmance-wise, and Adrienne. Really just the cheat mance, which is insane, but... That's what I have for you. Yeah, let me know in the comments who you think the captains are going to be. And let me know after the episode what you think of those captains. And I will see you in the next episode. But for now, you can go watch our Big Brother episodes that Ben and I record as a duo. And we also have a ton of clips up on our Instagram. Challenge, Love Island from the past. Big Brother is our main one. But yeah, check everything out there. I'm going to try to post a clip of the cheat mans and like exactly show like the scenes that they're in together. So like if you want to see that, go over to our Instagram at Real For That Podcast. Check us out on TikTok at Real For That Pod. And obviously go find us on our YouTube, which is probably where you're seeing this. So congrats, you found it. But yeah, I will see you in the next episode. Bye.